.806 coming to you from the sands in Bastille. We are INT Winner Fam 98.9, and it's a pleasure to let our listeners know that our Spooners transmission site is back on, because yeah, I heard that this morning.
That's very, very, very good. I know a lot of people rejoicing for that. Okay.
Yeah, but the Artless Level
still down.
Site is still down.
So those folks will be a little sad, but as Jamson normally say, you can catch us on Channel 40. We'll simulcast there. We're also on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And we're on, the last one gets me.
TMZ.
TMZ?
I'm kidding. Twitch.
Oh my God, like TMZ?
I don't catch you.
I'm like, what? We've got that far? No.
Next, I'll do it again and call another T name just to fool you.
No, I'm be like, what? No, because I know TMZ is the propaganda channel in the US.
Next time.
What?
Teva, you know the shoes.
No.
You don't know those fancy sandals?
Teva, you said? No.
TEVA. You know those sandals, expensive.
No, I have to
those
watch.
Expensive
with the V's
sandals?
Covering the E and the A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teva. Yeah.
Okay. You got me. It just. I just
had
an aha moment in my head.
Some people said Teva, but yeah.
Okay. So what's popping? As usual, it seems like this morning is my forgetful morning. I forgot everything that I need, including my phone.
Your T words.
I know, right? Jeesh. But I didn't forget my cereal though. I'm having some cream of wheat. What are you having? Your coffee as usual?
Just coffee, yeah. And I had a banana. But
oh, okay. No, I don't do bananas.
you don't do bananas?
High in sugar, yeah. And I could only eat some of it.
Yeah, but it's good sugar.
No,
fructose.
No, you don't want to see me around. I thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't do bananas. So
you've been following that story with the three black women got medals in gymnastics.
And one has been taken away.
Yeah, the girl
Jordan
Andrade got the gold. Simone Biles got the silver, and
Childs got the bronze.
Got the bronze. Well, apparently I was just looking at Flipboard here on the computer, and it says that head of panel who ruled against U.S. gymnast Jordan Childs represented Romania in past cases. So it seems as though this is a lawyer who lives in France, but he has always represented Romania in cases of arbitration. So the implication is that he cheated for Romania.
Okay. So Jordan Childs actually, because remember the US said they were gonna keep contesting it.
Yeah.
So she's gonna might actually get back her bronze.
And some people have been saying, "Why just give everybody a bronze? Give Jordan and the two girls from Romania a bronze, and just be done with it." But I mean,
but if you didn't work for it, why award you it though?
Well, I mean,
just to make everybody happy.
No, I think what happened is that they ended up with the same score. That's what happened.
Yeah, but there must have been something to break that score, because we always have tiebreakers.
But it could be Jordan and the one girl rather than the other two girls, because there's three Romanian girls that ended up
But I remember when Romania and Ukraine and those places used to be hot.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were.
And it's like you don't hear anything about them anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what has happened? Funding is gone.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, you hear Romania, Ukraine. Those were the girls.
Because back in the 90s and so, when they were still they were still kind of sailing along on the fumes of Soviet, you could say the Soviet culture and funding and so on, and then because now they're a nation on their own, they're not part of the Soviet Union.
No, they don't have a lot.
The funding probably is not as much as, and usually funding is there. I guess maybe the expertise is just not there anymore.
Because remember the girl from France, the funding of her gymnastics center stopped. She lost her coach, so that's why she went and got her dad's Algerian rights, and she competed for Algeria because France basically shut it down. And as they said, France gymnastic team didn't do well, and maybe if she was there, she would have won the gold for Paris. So it's like a laugh in their face, like ha 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 ha. You played me, look, I played you back.
And it's funny. I remember when I saw her, the girl from Algeria. I said, "Well, that's a white girl." But then we all know most of those northern African countries are basically populated by Caucasian who invaded and basically ran the Africans, the real African South.
Okay.
I remember because when I found out that she was actually, I said, "Oh, so I was right." Because
so
I said, "That's a white girl."
She's born Parisian, but she took up her father's citizenship since they backplayed her all the time.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of them live. If you see, you see people from Morocco. They're usually either Caucasian or Arabs. You know.
Yeah.
Algeria especially, because Algeria used to be a French colony.
No, so it isn't that bad.
Yeah, and Morocco.
Okay.
Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia.
But isn't
I'm not sure.
Tunisia? Not sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not. So it says that the guy he sits on the head of. He's one of the three person panels at the Court of Arbitration for sports that overturned the review, and you're saying that basically. Records have shown that he has always been. He's a lawyer, and he always represents Romania in these kinds of cases. So I want to see what becomes of this.
You looked at the homecoming ceremony for the athletes. I saw St. Lucia's. It wasn't as grand as that of Botswana, but I'm looking at my winner there of the 100 medal, and he's just cooling it on the track to like.
You mean Tobago, right?
Yeah, he's just like I'm just cooling it. I'm just here because they need me to be here.
I saw one thing I didn't like though. I saw them driving these heavy vehicles on the track. That's not good.
The truck.
It damages. Yeah.
Well, they'll figure out their mats.
Yeah, it would damage.
They will
the
fix
track,
their track when they mash it up because he will need it to practice for 2028.
Because you realize that's partly what happened here, having music festival up there and
at Kim Collins.
Yeah. It damaged the track. You can't be having heavy vehicles and. Yeah,
and the vehicle's not only heavy though, Jam, so it's loaded.
It's low, right? Exactly. So the vehicle is insult to injury. The vehicle is heavy, and then there's stuff on the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty people. Good point. Yeah, but St. Lucia, I haven't seen. I think that I heard somebody was wondering what kind of homecoming she would have got. But I think for the size of the country, it was a fair enough homecoming because they had celebrations for her. They had Mako Jumbies. They had the varying cultures of St. Lucia. And then when you leave the airport, you had people that were lining the sides. You had children. You had people beating drums. So I think that was an appropriate homecoming for St. Lucia.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think...
and she must have cried a lot because she tends to... I remember when she was crying when...
I don't remember her crying plenty, you know. I don't know. I don't even think I remember her shedding a tear. The only person I remember crying was Miss JC's.
I think her coach is actually St. Lucian as well.
Okay.
Edric Florial. He used to be an athlete because I remember him being a runner, and he also coaches her.
Okay.
So must be a point of pride for them.
Yeah, because
not one but 2 medals.
Yeah. 2? Oh yeah, gold and silver, and then they got the queen. Yeah. So they did well. So congratulations to them. I'm waiting to see Dominica's homecoming with LaFont. So congratulations to Dominica and congratulations to Grenada as well. The 3 islands in the OECS that made us proud to be Caribbean.
They did speak to Mr. Pierre I was watching Sportsmax the night, and they spoke to Roosevelt Skerritt and Prime Minister Pierre from St. Lucia, and he said they were going to give a public holiday, and Skerritt said that he put together a committee and he didn't want to give away too much, but he said definitely within the year they're going to have a stadium and it's going to be named after TLO Fund.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's nice.
Oh, so for the people listening, TLO Fund, she's a long jumper. Not long jump, but triple jump. What am I saying? Triple jump.
She jumps.
Yeah, she jumps.
She doesn't do the one with pole, but she jumps. Yeah.
And she's always been there. I mean, I've always seen her.
Perseverance paid off.
Yes, yes. And I remember I thought it was interesting. I saw the press conference where she said when she was jumping, said her coach told her, listen, it's gonna rain. Why don't you just go and because listen, don't wait until after it rains because the conditions, the sand and it's gonna get all soggy and stuff. And she said that's when she pulled out the winning jump. He told her, listen, no, you need to go and just
do your best,
get it together and put down a good jump. And that was the jump that got her the gold medal. Yeah,
sometimes people just need encouragement. So I can really understand when the other folks were complaining that they didn't have their coaches on site with them and the struggles and everything that they went through.
And she dread up the reporters.
Who, Tia?
Yes, and they hit because they always think that Dominica is the Dominican Republic, and she said, and by the way, and it was a guy from Time magazine, so I mean he should know better, I would think, but then they think they're anyone.
You can't assume we all know something. Yeah.
So she said, by the way, the country is not. The guy was saying Dominica. She said no, it's not Dominica, it's Dominica. And we are not the Dominican Republic. It's two different countries. One speaks Spanish. One shares the island with Haiti, Hispaniola with Haiti, and the other one is further down. We speak English
and a little bit of Creole.
Yes, a little bit of Creole. She
but plenty
really
Creole.
Set them straight.
Yeah, I just wish the younger generation would keep the Creole though, because it's sweet to hear the Dominican Creole.
I could see the American who won the bronze, Jasmine Moore. While Tia was talking, I could see the admiration and respect, especially when she was
when she differentiated.
Yes, I could see the respect and admiration in her eyes. Like,
you told them, girl.
Yeah,
snap.
It's funny.
Yeah. It's funny how they think we're just one Caribbean and we're not one Caribbean. Yeah. We all are different islands with different accents, different foods, different people, different cultures, different ideologies. We're just the Caribbean, but we're separate.
I mean, I get tired of it. So where in Jamaica is that?
Yeah.
I used to get that, ridiculous.
Every time you tell somebody from the Caribbean, Jamaica? Is there only Jamaica
it's
on the
only
map?
Jamaica, yeah. Or thinking Africa is a country.
Oh, boy.
It's true.
Oh, boy.
54 whole countries, but they think Africa is one
country. Yeah. You, listen, there's this lady on YouTube. She's just jokester. She's...
The African lady,
that says,
she's funny.
No, in Africa, we don't have this.
Yes.
Y'all better, she said, you better revise who is poor. You live on credit. We pay everything in cash.
That's true.
She kills
and that is true, actually. Because they own their homes and they own their...
And them homes ain't small, bro.
They're small,
Them things ain't small, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there are going to be poor parts. But come on, that's not Africa. Like when you see Nigeria and those places, you be like, oh my gosh, these places have bridges that Germany and these other places and Russia have. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So Africa is not what they...
But
you remember Feed the Children? How they used to show us how the children dirty, they in the dust. Yeah. So everybody thinks that's Africa.
Yeah. That stuff used to upset me. And Grenada. Grenada won two medals.
Remember 2 bronze.
Yeah. Luton was saying Grenada.
The Catalan and which one was it? The
javelin throw. Anderson Peters.
Javelin throw.
So he says they're gonna be welcoming their Olympians home this weekend. So
okay, nice. Yeah, that's why I told you Grenada, St. Lucia, and Dominica all in the OECS. They made us proud. Yeah.
So the 3 of them, all finalists, 2 who won medals, and ironically, one who always won a medal except this time, Kirani James. But I know he did good because he ran his best time in about 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to go home and tweak and keep practicing and come back in
I think you
2028
did well, so.
in LA and beat up the track.
Yeah.
Oh, Jam, so you realize Los Angeles had a 4.4 a couple days ago?
No.
Yeah, boy.
An earthquake?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, they had some shaking over there.
Well, you know, they've been saying that a big one is due, so.
Oh, Lord.
You never know.
Because remember, Japan, is it Japan that had the big one the other day? Yeah. And you know, when I look at movies, especially that one, you remember the one when Rock had to save his family out of a floating skyscraper when the same Hollywood got a really bad...
Rock?
Yeah, The Rock, he was a star in it. Him and his wife.
Oh, yeah. Skyscraper?
Remember the skyscraper was floating? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he had to save his daughter from there.
Is that the one where he had a...
I don't even remember what it is.
He had one leg and one of his legs was...
No, I don't remember the entire thing, but I just remember him being the star, having to save his daughter from the floating skyscraper because they had a massive
that was the same
earthquake in so maybe he would have hurt his leg or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a particular shot I remember seeing. I was like, how is that possible? And then I realized, he had a one leg, so he had a prosthetic leg on.
According to movie.
Yeah, according to the movie.
He too made some funny skit the other day and said he missed the medal. He went in the hammock and then the hammock turned over with him. So I don't know if he was making fun of the break dance or something. But
probably.
But that was funny because as kids when you go into the hammock and you don't go in well, the hammock just flips at you.
Yeah.
He intentionally flips his hammock. Yeah.
I was toying with buying one, but
I missed those
I have a
days
feeling
hanging out in the hammock, swinging the hammock. And you're under the house and you want it to go as high so you can touch the beam.
It seems as though hammocks know who they like because I feel like when I lie in hammocks, they always throw me out. Yeah.
But there are different types of hammock. There's the broad one that the rock was in, and then there's the one that goes like this where you can fit your whole body in there, take a sleep, and a lot of people use the thing like to sleep under their houses and stuff, breeze passing through your hammock and thing. Because we used, the Coke Rust bags.
Yeah.
A lot of people use those to make hammock. And those
I hardly see those now.
Yeah. All the hammocks.
The brown ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hardly see those. Just see these plastic
the good old
ones.
days.
The ridiculous plastic ones.
Or the color ones. Plastic? I've never seen plastic.
Like what they bring the watermelons in.
Oh, no.
When Troy
the Coke
and
Rust to that, like the one that hold the potato. That's the bag we used to use.
But
not the white bag. No,
the brown ones,
they're out of style.
Made
you have to get. You have to see a look.
That looks like coconut.
Yes.
Thing, but
bagasse? Is it bagasse?
Jute, I think it's called.
Okay. Yeah, but I miss the good old days, man. Now it's just cloth with colors because I think that's what a hammock should look like, or the vinyl material, like what mixed with something. It's polyester and somebody mixed together. The one that Rock was in, the big ones that the hotel normally have. The open ones.
Hotels have
hammocks? Some hotels have
really?
Hammocks, outside on the lawn. Like in Punta Cana, some hotels have the hammock area.
Where? Which country? Where's that?
In Dominican Republic.
Okay, you
remember Punta Cana? Yeah, remember Punta Cana?
Does Liat fly there?
No, I went on British Airways.
So what's it like there?
Nice. And
the hotels are nice.
Fair enough. Yeah. We stayed at Hotel Barcelo. I don't know if that's the name still. It was all inclusive and it was pretty nice.
Is it very cheap?
It's okay. I wouldn't say very cheap because things are rising. So once you pay for your food, the trip altogether cost me and my sister back then, I think was $2,700 each, and that was EC.
Oh, that's cheap. That's pretty cheap.
So back, and that's long. That's
like a week.
20. Yeah, a week. Yeah.
It's all inclusive.
Yeah, that's what I told you, all inclusive. Yeah, you go to all inclusive. So we enjoy the varying restaurants every night, and then when we didn't, if we didn't like something at the restaurants, me and my sister would make a funny joke. Let's go to general population, because general population, which is the
general
right here, like we were in prison. General population, exactly. Let's go to Gen Pop because they always had something that we would want to eat. Yeah, but it's nice over there, and it's a fast growing destination I find among the locals.
Yeah, because
they have the sky high flight from here to Dominican Republic, and then you drive over for the 3 hours. But British Airways landed in Punta Cana, so we did not have to drive over. Yeah.
So what's the food like?
It's all right. You know, they
You-
eat a
you
lot
get
of
any-
lechon, pork and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That I avoided because that's not my
Okay.
thing. But you know, it's the same fast food. It's the same, and
but,
then
but didn't you get like any kind of the Spanish influenced food, like
yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Like,
The olive rice, the
Right.
yellow rice, the pork, and
okay,
all of that.
Okay.
But not my
You're
jam.
not
But
into
they
that.
had other countries' cuisines like Italian, etc., etc. So you could choose from that.
Yeah.
And then the food, like the yellow rice with the olives and stuff that I like, because I used to like that rice in Puerto Rico. I would eat that with the chicken and whatever. So they had food that I liked, and then they had food that I was just not gonna eat. Yeah.
I always hate that you go to at least here
Mhm.
and some other places where there's this samey cuisine thing where every hotel bends over backward to. I'm not saying they shouldn't, because some people want comfort food. I imagine if you
Yeah.
come from Europe or
Burgers
say,
and fries reign supreme
Yes.
everywhere you go.
that stuff.
Yeah.
But I really wish it was easier, for example, like to go to Marriott rather than on some specialty day.
Mhm.
I'd go and say, can I have? It would be nice if I could have some dumplings and saltfish, or fungi and fish, or snapper.
Maybe.
Rather than it's always.
No, but you know,
It's,
Marriott has a buffet, and they have local. It's Thursday, Friday, and I think Sunday or Saturday. I'm not sure. I remember Thursday and Friday, and they have local things on there. You get local fish stew down.
But the
with
thing is
sauce.
not default. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Why can't you have default
every
Caribbean slash domestic type cuisine side by side all the time?
Because
And you have the
maybe because
guess.
that's not the brand of the hotel. That's why they do it on certain days, bearing in mind that they are in a particular country.
Yeah, but how is it KFC? You go to KFC in any country, or even Burger King and the other one, McDonald's, and they have like you go to Japan, you'll find stuff. As you know, other countries, you'll find stuff on the menu that is
Native to the
endemic,
country.
to that
Okay.
country.
Okay.
And we're the only one that doesn't really have Jamaica. Everybody talks about, you go to Jamaica and there are things on the
Menu.
menu that are specific to Jamaica.
Mm.
You know, we're the only one. We just have the.
And that's the thing I don't understand. If you're gonna be tourists, when we go to people country, as I said, I try the food, but then I resorted to what I like. So I eat some, and then I be like, this is not for me, and I just put it down
Yeah.
because I don't like that.
I mean, people even say, I've heard people say, apparently the KFC in Jamaica, one particular location, they said, is the one that opens the latest in the world, and it sells, it's one of the best selling, I think I saw the best selling. It has to open till like 2 o'clock in the night or so, in the morning or something. And
Best selling what, chicken?
yes, because they do the chicken. They're really spicy and hot the way Jamaicans like
it. Oh.
like
Yeah,
their food.
because hot and spicy won't be spicy
You
enough
know?
for the Jamaicans.
Because I think they probably have jerk chicken.
Mhm.
Like we have barbecue,
Mhm.
original and spicy. They probably
Yeah.
have. I imagine
Yeah.
a fourth choice might be jerk chicken.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
enjoyed the ackee and sawfish while I was in Jamaica.
I don't know. I imagine.
When my mom went for her surgery, I enjoyed the ackee and the sawfish. I eat the provisions. I eat the dumplings. I ate everything. I eat the
Where?
crab.
From what?
Because I stayed on the UE campus,
Mhm.
so there was varying restaurants inside. I tell you that UE campus is like a whole tongue by
So you
itself.
saw Island Grill? I always hear about.
Island Grill. Island Grill was in Barbados too. I like
they
their
have
green
one
juice.
in
Island
really?
Grill, I love
Okay.
Island Grill's green juice.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's lovely. Yeah, and I
AZ's
had
nodding,
festival.
so AZ's nodding.
He's gonna
so
agree.
AZ
He studied there. He knows. So that campus in Jamaica, my gosh, it has KFC, everything on there. You know, the only thing I had to leave the campus for was to go to Devon House so I can have my ice cream. Yeah. So I
But
had
you
my
had
stout ice
the
cream.
complete experience,
Of
didn't
course,
you?
I did. I did not
Yes.
need to go to school for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. A pleasant morning to everyone. I do
Yep.
trust and hope that everyone is well.
Trying our best.
Yes.
What about
and
you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to today, like I look forward to every day. You know.
You have curry.
Oh yes. Yes.
You know when people have certain things you can tell.
what?
I'm teasing him about having
am
electricity.
back, yes,
Mhm.
and based on the reports by Skelet just yesterday evening, they reported on the last update that I saw that about 80% of the country has
Good
been
stuff, good
restored.
stuff.
And so we want to thank the workers at Skelet, the linesmen, the management team, everyone, communications, everyone who kept us abreast, and everyone who worked hard in ensuring that,
Yeah.
the power was restored as much as possible. And while I'm speaking about Skelet, there's a group that says here, the Skelet community status, and it says here, this was like an hour ago, Dear Skelet, the residencies of Diabe has been without electricity for 43 hours and counting. I would greatly appreciate that we be made a priority today in the restoration process.
So everything's probably spoiled for them over there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
empathize.
And that was an hour ago in this group.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes.
So, Skellick, if you can get to them today, try your best, please.
Mhm.
They're in dire need of electricity, and we know if they had stuff in their fridge, it's not good anymore.
You remember how we were talking? We mentioned yesterday how St. Martin's Airport didn't stay closed as long as they had,
Yeah.
and it's because they said there was very minimal damage. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was a precaution in case things were.
Yeah, because they
had
sent their
gone.
planes to islands that were not going to be affected, and that was a very smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know most countries do, because my former employer, we would put our planes in countries where the storm would not affect. One time, I think in Era, a plane got left there, and boy, we paid for that. That plane got some licks. That plane was on the ground, but it moved like it was flying.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Smashed up.
So we really have to make sure, and then we have to think about infrastructure. We are prone to natural disasters year after year. We are susceptible to them, and so we really have to learn how to maneuver, how to deal with. This is, I think, a learning experience for us, the country, Skelet, all those persons who are, NEMA, all those persons who have firsthand responsibility when it comes to recovery, when it comes to safety, you understand? Tropical storm Ernesto was a tropical storm. It had high winds, but it wasn't classified at the time that it was upon us, or passing us as a hurricane category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And many times we look at the hurricanes and we see the devastation that they have caused other countries and some persons. I think for the most part we're grateful, but there are some persons who say, well, we wish we had it, and we prepared so much, and nothing came. There's some persons who say that
being prepared. Look, I had
And
clothes. I don't have to iron. I
but
just
what
take
I'm
my clothes
saying
and go.
is that we had a tropical storm, and we could see the devastation that this tropical storm caused in terms of inconvenience.
Look, somebody doesn't have a car because the back of their car was smashed in.
Yeah.
And it was just a tropical storm.
So let us pray and hope, that we don't get any hurricanes. So when hurricanes are on our path and you see them divert, be happy, be glad, because if tropical storm Ernesto taught us anything, is that we have to be grateful.
Yeah, imagine being home without power. It's hot already, and being locked. No, I remember when we had Maria and Antigua. Listen, I couldn't wait for them to say work began, because we were out of power. The place we had the candles, yes, but once we out the candles and we turn off the torchlight to save batteries, the place was pitch black and dark, and it was hot, and then you have to deal with mosquitoes if you were playing brave to go out on the patio. And I was like, no, I don't want to be inconvenienced like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to storm just to get some time home. It doesn't make sense, because the time home is miserable. Yeah. But nothing beat preparedness. Iron, fill up your water. Just even if nothing comes, at least you're prepared. At least you have stuff stocked up. Especially your canned stuff. Just make sure you buy something that says 2026.
Yes, and I think too, it's a learning experience. I think we should all take it for what it is. God has blessed us with an experience to teach us how to prepare. So when we when we think about, storms and the like, there's a possibility, because I think a lot of times we are very comfortable. We become very comfortable. We rely on electricity a lot. We rely on the fact that we think that we will have power. And so when we buy food items, we think oftentimes a lot of persons think about, stuff like, cold stuff, things to put in the fridge so they could prepare a meal and stuff like that. We really have to go back to the days when we buy and focus on the non-perishable items, like.
A long time we salt up, we meat and we leave it there.
Yes.
We didn't have
Remember
fridge. Our parents left our food outside.
You buy
and our
the
food lasts
sardines
longer.
and the Vienna sausage and where else you buy the tuna and
You don't like sardines?
it's the Vienna
No, I
sausage,
like
isn't
sardines,
it?
Vienna
Oh, okay.
sausage.
Yeah, I figured it was that one. Yes.
My best Vienna sausage would be picnic. I don't eat the other one.
And so because, as persons say, we have, oftentimes persons have comfort food, and as you say, persons reach the ice cream, and as we had the conversation yesterday when that the defrost, and it's over time, just,
throw it out.
If you can give me sausages, give me the nice fancy sausages. Like, I remember when I was in college,
Bratwurst
right?
and them thing?
Yes,
Me
like
like them
Polish sausage and
No.
stuff like that.
Mm-mm.
Kielbasa sausage, like what they make. You ever bought a hot dog off the street in New York?
No, because
or
I'm not a hot dog
no.
girl. Sorry.
I mean, that's the real thing. Real.
I don't know. I don't like those weird sausages.
Yes.
It tastes funny.
Are you kidding? No.
Yeah, my favorite
It's good.
Vienna sausage would be the picnic sausage. We don't get it over here. You get it in Tortola and St. Thomas and those places.
Yeah, but in terms of the hot dogs, I remember traveling to Puerto Rico, and they had the stands on the road, and you get your little hot dog, and they pour on the little chips on it, and it was like a little treat.
You like
Sticks.
good, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like those.
I mean, I remember I used to buy it. There was a Polish dude that had a cat.
See, I'm getting goosebumps.
So I mean,
How I don't like hot dogs.
Yes.
the sausages were really tasty, and the condiments were,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Because
then
their
I
condiments
cut
are
above,
over
yeah.
the top.
and you
Yeah,
know what?
man.
I saw persons then afterwards doing that in St. Kitts, like you pour on the chips,
Yeah, the
especially the
sticks.
chips.
What do you mean by chips?
You know-
There's some.
Mhm.
Explain
You
Azard.
explain.
It's in a can. It's marked sticks. STIX. And it's cut like potato chips. So it's crunchy fried potatoes. So you add that
On
to the top of
the
your
hot dog?
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
You never
it's
had that one?
thebomb.com.
Never seen that. No.
Even the person who doesn't like hot dogs know
it's
about that.
Because my aunt used to have them in the summertime, and then I just developed a taste for not liking them, so I stopped. Yeah, because the sticks we have our relish, we have our ketchup or mustard, some mayo if we wanted, and then she would just sprinkle on the sticks. That was our lunch or a snack or whatever.
You don't like the relish, the sweet relish?
Yeah, that's decent. I put the sweet relish in coleslaw.
I mean, because I
Yeah.
mean that could go. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Let's try that.
Yeah, you should.
Yep.
You're gonna like it.
So the Prime Minister in Bahamas, he was ordered to take bed rest.
Oh boy, what happened?
Why?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So apparently in this article that I was reading about 18 hours ago, it was published, right? It says that the Foreign Affairs Minister, Fred Mitchell, says Prime Minister Philip Davis has been ordered to take bed rest after apparently disobeying doctors' orders and overstraining himself weeks after undergoing surgery in the United States. And this is a quote from him that says, this is a quote from Mitchell. So it says here, he had surgery a couple of weeks ago. And as usual, we disobey our doctors and overstrain ourselves. So he has been ordered to be put on bed rest for 3 days. Mitchell explained, saying Davis's absence from a church service. There was a reason for Davis's absence from a church service to celebrate Fox Hill Day on Tuesday. So Mitchell is a parliamentary representative for Fox Hill, and he told the reporters that the Prime Minister he had to go and do surgery, and so he had to preside over a cabinet meeting earlier this week, but took an early break. Yeah, so the Prime Minister had surgery, and based on the fact he was ordered by, I guess, his colleagues to take bed rest.
His colleague or his doctor?
But his doctors, but after ignoring them. Sorry, after ignoring his doctors.
His colleagues' boss.
Yes, tell him
Oh.
you need to take that rest.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes we don't listen to the doctors. we
It's a
just
good
do it
work
to please.
ethic, I guess.
I
Yeah.
guess.
To a fault.
Yeah, because work continues when we're gone, right?
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very, very,
So we have
very
to take
true.
care of the little life that we have and be thankful for what we've been given because we know it's not long because we
I
all
thought-
have to go.
I thought he was going a certain place with this one,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
Oh no,
So-
no, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You know, I said we have a press conference this afternoon,
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm gonna leave some stuff for that. You know.
It's gonna keep the
Leave-
people in waiting.
Keep some of the ammunition close.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it goes beyond saying. Up to yesterday, I had a conversation with a person, a person from my constituency who spoke about a number of things. Spoke about this administration. He really said that a lot of persons are disappointed in the performance of this administration. He has age on him, so he has been around for a number of years. He has seen administrations come and go, and for the most part, he is disappointed, and so a lot of persons have been complaining.
Let me ask you a question. I saw a news item a few days ago with Sheldon Pemberton announcing the chairman, right?
Yeah, he's the chairman of the
Of
party.
PAM, announcing a new mission statement. I think there was a printed card, but I couldn't read. Can you
Well,
can you
he-
send it to me and even read it for us? Because I'd like to know what it was he said. Because they didn't really just said, oh, he announced a new. I think mission statement was the word that was used.
Okay, so what I'll try to find it and I'll send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have it at my disposal right now.
Okay.
Yes, but I'll send it to you.
Are there any plans for
Mhm.
for Sheldon to possibly run?
At this point in time, I do not know his intentions in
Okay.
terms of running.
Okay.
I know he's the chairman currently, but I
Okay,
do
don't
not
want to
know
put
his-
you on the spot.
No,
Mhm.
I don't know his intentions. I don't know. You think it's a possibility though?
You're
What
asking
you
me.
think?
I should be asking you that.
No, but you brought it up.
I think
Yeah.
he should.
You think he should?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
then.
think he should?
Okay then. Well, Sheldon, if you're listening to Island to this morning,
Mhm.
you have someone who has said that you think you should throw your hat in the ring.
Full confidence.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, Jamster and Jamster. Which constituency? I think you'll be what?
Jams is over that way.
Yeah,
too.
so he's one. Okay, yeah.
No, I have homes in about 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
you can vote
could,
in all
you have
four?
a choice then.
I just made that up, but
Let's see what he could do. What he did
Jam,
there.
so you have hope in a particular arena.
I have a summer home in one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
I'm just playing.
You can't go anywhere. You can't have 4 homes and don't have 1 in 4. That's one of the best areas that you
Ooh.
can have. Okay,
4?
so yeah,
The old
constituency
Rhodians.
number 4. You can't have 4 homes and don't put 1 in 4. Okay, Jam. So if you don't have 1 in 4, then get rid of one of them and get construction on the way or purchase.
There's one consolation. At least it's close to
Mhm.
the old Road Rum distillery.
Oh boy, Lord Jam, so don't give him ammunition. Don't give him ammunition.
And then it is also close to, you'll be in the heart of a historical community. You have the estate, Wingfield Estate. You have several estates.
Thomas
You
Jefferson.
had Sir Thomas Warner's tomb.
The zip line.
You have the zip.
I don't want anything
Well,
about
that's not
Sir Thomas
historical,
Warner.
really. That's more
I just-
leisure.
I
The
just
ruins, the ruins by Carvel Boutique. and stuff.
I don't even want to hear anything about no Sir Thomas Warner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know why they even take tourists to see him.
Yeah,
and
it's-
and
Well, they
and,
don't take tourists to
and
see
the-
him.
and-
They take
and-
tourists to see where he once
and the
was.
veneration he gets is undeserved.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Because
would
of
understand.
what?
Yes,
Okay.
I would understand if he was someone who came here and
Mhm.
did the opposite of what his king and queen wanted,
Mm.
Okay.
and try to shield the indigenous people from
Mhm.
from the violence that was visited upon them by the British.
Mhm.
But they have some folks in Old Road that you can see that they were Indians.
You mean when you say that, you mean in terms of the hair, the skin color?
Yeah, the face, the
Mm.
skin color. you can see that these people are descended from the people that were there. Literally. There's this one particular lady. I'm
Really?
not going to put, yes, I'm not going to put her out in the open because I don't want anybody going and bothering her.
You know, my
But
mind runs
that
on
young
someone
lady-
when you said that.
That young lady looks just like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I wonder if Katishan see that this woman is a
But what if?
descendant
Yeah,
of
but it could have been.
these people.
It could have been an indigenous person from one of the other islands who moved here,
What?
maybe 100 years
So
ago.
you want to tell me they got all of them? They literally got every single
Well,
one
the
of those
see-
indigenous people.
I'm not saying that for
Because
sure.
remember,
but
all these indigenous people came from varying islands to these islands, you know.
yeah.
So, but
But what
she
I'm saying,
looks-
my thing is saying it's just so small. I'm not saying it's impossible, but saying it's so small. I'm thinking they probably got all of them. Remember John Francis was on. I had him on
I
Voices.
believe a couple
And
survived.
he said they were made to, they were expelled. The British expelled them, and they went to Dominica. Some of them went to Dominica.
And she has features of those that are in Dominica.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you see this person in Old Road.
Yeah,
You
that's
see
where
them
she
on
lives.
the
That's
ma-
where that's where she
sometimes
grows. That's her place.
I think I
No,
think
I don't
know
see her on the
who.
road. I know her because of her children and whatever.
Okay.
Hey, we have a call coming in.
Caller, we welcome you. Welcome to Island Tea.
Oh, okay.
Have we had callers of the morning so far?
No,
So that was
no,
going to be our
no.
first caller.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just listening, you know. They're
So
just enjoying
let
the
me
banter.
tell.
Hey, I'm telling you, when God is ready for the Caucasians, they're not gonna like it. You know, imagine you come to somebody's island and you kill most of them, and then the ones that you didn't kill, you ask them to leave the island.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the?
Well,
I
not
mean,
not all Caucasians, Jamster.
listen, I'm not doing
not
the
all
I am not doing the
Caucasians.
natalism with you.
But I am doing it, and I'm saying not
I am
all.
not doing the
You
natalism
understand?
with you because it is understood that is not all. I don't have to say that every time because
No, but when
anybody
you
with
say
sense knows
all,
what I'm saying.
It implies all. It does not.
No, I'm not
imply
going to. I
otherwise.
refuse to say not all. Sensible people know.
And I'm telling you, it's
That
not
not
all.
everybody-
Yes,
Yeah,
not
you-
everybody.
Yeah, you're just trying to.
But we will
You're just
agree
trying- you're just
to
trying-
disagree.
You're just trying
And that's
to.
good.
You're just trying to suck up. That's all.
I'm not trying to suck up. I'm just trying to be very direct
Gentle fellows.
and to say what is the fact that it's not all
Oh.
because it cannot be all.
I'll break out in hives before I suck up.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good
Morning,
morning.
How are you?
Hey, go ahead.
Good morning. Azard,
Yes, how are you?
good morning. Good morning, Jamaica, and good morning to the lady in there.
Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Azard, and need your opinion. You're a
Yes,
lawyer by trade.
yes.
And I want you to explain it properly so that the public, the listening public, could hear you and understand exactly how this thing should be done. Since February, Corporal Phipps of the St. Peter's Police Station at St. Peter's Police Station came to visit a problem that is still ongoing. No report was given back to the head. It happened that last week Friday now, I went to a meeting with the commissioner. By the way, my name is Carty. Let the public to know who is speaking.
Yes, yes.
After going to the commissioner, I was sent to Superintendent David. I went to Superintendent David. He then had a conversation with Miss Corporal Phipps. On about 5 different occasions, I heard Commissioner, Inspector, Superintendent. Let me say David, because I really determine the ranking that kind of mix me up. Turned to Miss Phipps and told her that's not what I told you. So most likely she would have had her own interpretation of kind of whatever duties was to be carried out when she come up to my farm. Okay. Last week Friday, we went up. Conversation started. In the heat of everything, me and Miss Phipps had one of the worst communications there is. Totally worst. Because it's like, she's trying to interrogate me, and it's like, trying to force me to use language that's not appropriate. And then, hey, I walked away. Here she's saying on the in February when she came up here, only one pipe was in a trench, of which she's laying. Because when she came up, she saw 2 pipes in the trench. One of the pipe had on a T on it. The T is to divert water from coming to my farm to elsewhere. No report was made of it. But when she was up here Friday before, here it is saying only one pipe was in the trench. Funny then, if it was only one pipe in the trench, it should have been my pipe and the T attached to it. Here it is a man up here, Wilfred Pollack, saying, ITF foul. He a foul on a farm. X amount of big dog over there. You don't thief foul and they ain't make no noise. The dog them ain't back. Constantly going up the St. Peter's police station complaining that ITF foul. And here is it, they're coming over here, coming asking me all kind of questions. Why did they don't tell him I keep out the station, but they're going to the meat of everything? Could a police officer receive gifts when coming to a scene to investigate whatever going on?
Receive gifts?
Yeah.
You mean
a pumpkin? If you understand what I'm speaking
well,
of.
Those things, those things ought not to happen in terms of being professional and exercising your duties. If gifts would be seen as not the thing to receive.
Right now, he could drive into his farm through his gate, but he blocking the gate from me, preventing me.
So
from
you're saying that
you're
saying that you have been accused of stealing. Well, let me say,
on numerous occasions. Here's the thing, got foul over there. He say, right.
And you feel that you're not properly represented, or you feel that you are targeted, and that the police investigator
victimization up to this present time. My lawyer is asking of me to get a report, a written report of her findings, and I can't because these findings are required.
But you haven't been charged with everything, right?
No, what I'm speaking of, right? Listen to what I'm speaking of, right?
And that's the point there, you haven't been charged with anything.
In order to get the matter in the court, I mean, he requires that findings, that report, and I cannot get it. Two findings, 2 reports should be given to me. One from February and one from...
Well, if it is that...
Wait, let me finish here. Because what is happening to me now, I cannot do no work on my farm because of this. I've been prevented from making an earning. This is what I've been going through from since February until now. I tell you, you don't understand what's going on, you know. It's like, hey, how much, for me to make money before the year ends, I have to plant presently now. Because we are now in the 8th month. We are in the 8th month. So then it's like, hey, for me understanding why I can't take this no more, you know. From since 1991, you know, I was arrested for selling produce off the same land. I've been going through this thing for too long. I can't take no more. When I come in on the radio stating, listen to me, when I come in on the radio stating that is a war on me ain't got no gun, me ain't got them kind of things. This is what I'm fighting them with. This is what I'm fighting them. This is my war. This is my war. I can't take it no more. Personally, I can't take it no more. What am I going to do? Thief, killer? It's an over miling pipe. It cost me to get water on my farm. This man who got water on his farm, he ain't got no connection from water services. I could tell you that. Me personally could tell you that. The Miss Phelps, she aiding him. It's like, hey, how much person like myself is being victimized? How much person she might have made go to prison because of wrong information? These are the things that I am going through and protecting he. This is what I'm going through. People hear me talking to me, walking through Bastille. Hey, my face got a smile on it, right? But presently, no. It's like me, I must plant. I can walk. False information. That's why it's there. Why should it be? Why? Commissioner spoke to you. I want me documents. This is cash right tweet. Nobody never came to court yet. They come yes, they come me court. What thing they come me court for? Selling me own produce. Can't give me own holiday pay. For 6 years under Timothy, I couldn't work in this country. It's like, hey, I was walking the street begging and I don't understand what I'm going through, you know. I don't understand it, you know. It attack my hours on radio for the person, for the whole world to hear. The truth does not offend the truthful men. Goodbye. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Tweed.
Thank you for your contribution.
Let's take a quick break. It's 8:55.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Summer is heating up with CIBC Caribbean. Enjoy a sizzling hot cart summer when you spend with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Lucky winners will receive prizes including hotel day passes, staycations, dinners, spa days, cruises, and much, much more. Each time you spend $200 or more, you'll be entered for your chance to win. Apply today for your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.cibcfcib.com/hotcardsummerskn. Promotion ends August 31st, 2024.
Have you heard the exciting news from Makana Ferry Service? Here goes! We've reinstated subsidized rates for 2024. So now you can travel to Sabre, Statia with a reduced return rate, and we introduce special same-day rates. Wait! There's more! You've asked for day trip to St. Martin? Well, now it's a reality! Yes, on the weekends. Also, with the introductory special same-day rates, giving you savings and affordable transportation options, where you save every time. And hear this, our new schedule now includes Anguilla. Go to www.makanaferryservice.com or call our local agents. Ship it for less at 869-466-1151 extension 2 or 662-3961. You can email makana@shipitforless.com. So now you know. Enjoy the sun, sand, and unforgettable celebrations this summer with Makana Ferry Service and the gift of connection.
We are back. It's 3 minutes until 9. Island Tea continues.
Yes, good morning. Again, yes. So, Kasharai, we, as you know,
empathize.
Yeah, so I realized that it was a time for him to just speak and vent what has been on his mind and what has been frustrating him.
I mean, I was saying during the break, I don't understand. He's been talking about his tribulations. I mean, and this spans many governments. Why has no one helped him? I wish someone would answer that question.
Well, it seems to be different. It seems to be different complaints, different things happening, and I guess we have to hear both sides as well.
Yeah. Here we have a call. Caller, go right ahead.
Good morning to everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, good morning, Gregory. How are you?
Blessed in Jesus' name and greetings in Jesus' name to everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, the gentleman who was just on, well, concerning him, I know a few Island Tea programs back, the Farmers Consortium, they said they were going to look into his matter and see what happened. And let the public know what's going on. So I'm wondering if the next time that they come on, you know, let us know what they have found so far. Because it's for some time now the gentleman has been complaining and like I said, they said that they were going to look in the matter. And I think, like I said, the next program, they should inform us what they have found out, be it in his favor or not. You know, that's what I think that they should do right now. And it would have been good if somebody had remembered. They could have asked him if the consortium is looking into his matter, if he knows of that. You know, so that would have been nice.
Oh, well.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Gregory.
Thank you, Greg. We're really
Yeah.
hoping that he gets some resolve pretty soon, because as Jams has said, what have all the other administrations been doing? And the fact that he said he had little or no work on
Yeah.
the last one.
Although
That's
Izzy did make a good point. It would be good to hear the other side.
the other side. So
Yeah.
yeah, but boy,
I hope that's not 4 different sides.
oh boy.
Because
What
it's about 4 different governments, but I guess
What do they say? There are 3 sides to the story.
yeah,
So we have to hear from him, the police and the governments.
yeah.
Well, we've been hearing from him.
I guess you can distill it down to the government side and his side, I guess.
Yeah.
But when he was talking about that, he spoke about someone who has a farm adjacent to him or close by to him that person accusing him of taking his property.
Call, go right ahead.
Yes, good morning. I would like to let Greg know. I'm being very supported by the consortium.
Okay.
And as I just mentioned, I spoke to the commissioner. This is no present ongoing from since February. The consortium hands are tied. They are tied. The permanent secretary for the Ministry of Agriculture and the Minister of Agriculture, and on said this outward. Dr. Prime Minister Terence Joe, I have no problem with you. When I was having my 6 years of suffrage, you was very supportive to me. So then it's nothing against you. Personally, from Carty, I tweet directly to you. Nothing personal against us. We spoke already when you had to walk through in Douglas a couple of Fridays or Saturdays ago. And we had, it's like people who do not understand. You could stand up and talk to me with the security around, and they could turn the back and go round the wall and come back. What is ongoing right now is an onslaught. And then again, I say something to me, because some persons ain't seen what the whole picture of this. The majority of the members of the consortium, they are from constituency number 6. And you have not heard nothing at all from their representative. School is about to open. How much money, millions of dollars they lost. Got to start a new set of planting here. Time to get back, they send the children back to school. All the money lost. And you haven't heard nothing at all from the representative. This is much deeper. Chamber of Commerce, who are importing poison, they're allowed to do it. Because the minister, I don't understand it, you know. Hey, that's what I tell you, you know. Socrates, we are meeting, you know. Call me, you know, my number. Jamster.
Hey.
Jamster.
Hey.
Good boy. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Respect, man.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Greg, you got your answer.
Okay, but I mean, but it begs the question. You spoke to the Prime Minister. Why hasn't he? Doesn't he have overarching power to fix the problem? You know, serious question, reasonable question. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, good morning.
Hey.
Hi, Mr. Michael.
It can be very frustrating when somebody seems to be ignored like this, right? I don't even think it should have been raised to the level, let's say, of the Prime Minister. It should not have reached there, okay? But having reached there and there's still no resolution to the citizens' concern, I think he should go to the ombudsman. People should lead him to the right place to get a resolution. I think that's one of the functions of the ombudsman, right? And failing that, take legal action. But this has been going on and on and on and on, and you know that's the way some people use to resolve problems or think they resolve problems. Just ignore it, and it's going to go away. And I think there's too much of that, right? Not because it's just one guy, you know, obviously, and he's been bringing the concerns publicly, and from all accounts, it seems as if he's just being ignored, right? Someone should sit down with him, write some letters to various places so that it's on record, not just him talking in public, but on a written record that can be used further down the road if court action is necessary. But to have this being prolonged like this, I don't understand it. He has a representative. He has a constituency representative. He has now the consortium, so a group behind him. He's been to the Prime Minister, and nothing. What is a citizen to do?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I mean, he just pointed out that, you know, he spoke to the Prime Minister. I mean, isn't that where the buck stops?
Well, you would think, but, you know, what I find, honestly, with the functioning of government, well, this one at least, the ministers from Prime Minister right down, they don't know how to say, listen, get this done, and it's done. The otherwise is implied. Okay? Take for instance, this thing with the electricity, your problem with the connection at thing.
At this level.
At his level. No, that's probably going to be delayed because they've been distracted now by other stuff. Right? That should have been fixed in a week.
No, there's some other.
That's an emergency. If you don't regard something as an emergency, it's just going to be put off.
No, there's some other
procrastination.
There's some other issues up there. There's some other issues that if you know what the issues were, you'll understand. I don't want to talk about them, but there's some hazardous. There's some hazards up there.
Even if there are other issues, okay, if the fact that some key radio stations still use up there to get coverage. This is hurricane season, right? It should have been regarded as priority. So whatever the issues are, you don't tell me in this day and age to get a radio station back on the air, to have coverage. What's it now? 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's heading up there. Yeah.
No. If and the thing is, well, it's not just your radio station that's affected, right?
I think
it's not just Win FM. There's other radio stations as well,
including ZIZ, I think.
Right. So it's multiple. You can't even say, well, it's just because Win FM's equipment up there or something is faulty or something like that. It seems to be a general problem, and I'm saying that if a directive is given, fix it. Otherwise, it will be fixed. I'm telling you. I know.
Don't you feel the need to run for Prime Minister?
And you know why? I think there's a reluctance to do that. There's too much concentration on the politics of things as opposed to good administration.
And pragmatism.
If you were in administration mode, things would get done faster. But there's always the politics of, well, who's going to be offended and reward this and punish that. And there's too much, to me, there's too much distraction in that kind of never-ending campaigning.
I think Kay makes a good point, you know.
Huh?
Kay makes a good point.
What's that?
You need to run for office.
No. That's not for somebody like me.
Why that's not for somebody like you? And you have all these great ideas, and I think when you get in there, you can put them. You can put them.
Not running for office.
Oh, okay.
Running for office, and that's the problem too. You know, running for office isn't easy. You know, right? You got to knock on doors, and well, it's probably not as bad as the old time days where people would take a poll.
Wait, Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon, I haven't heard that word in forever.
Wait, what you say, Mr. McMahon? I didn't hear that one.
Oh my God.
No, go ahead.
Kortensia, tell him.
Take a paw of something and throw it on you.
Oh.
And a paw of something that was sitting down a while, right, Mr.
Oh,
McMahon?
wow, yes.
So you know that's lethal, right?
So PP used to do that? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So campaigning and so on is not easy.
Yeah.
As Azard is going to find out.
I've already started,
Everybody
Mr.
has to
McMahon.
go.
Let me say this, right? I've already started house to house. I just haven't made it. Well, I guess I'm saying it now. But I've already
Excuse me.
started. And in addition to that, I did canvassing for our former representative as well in the 2020 election specifically. So it's nothing new that I'm entering. I'm just saying, but I do understand.
Don't you find people generally, when you campaign with them, they're not generally thinking country, they're thinking my particular situation.
Yeah, what can
Yeah,
you do for me?
you do get varied response. You do get persons who are concerned about their community, the area, and you do get some persons who are about them more so. But you do get a varied variety of answers. In addition to that,
Have you run across anybody who want to bribe you? Who want to bribe?
when you say a bribe, no, I haven't to be.
Tell you, I'll vote for you if I get this.
There are persons who have said that there are things that they desire in terms of maybe housing opportunity, maybe land opportunity, maybe job opportunity. There are persons who say things like that. I've sat down whereby persons have brought...
You can put it in a nice way, like how you put it.
Yeah, I have sat down where persons have brought electricity bills, persons have brought concerns about appliances that they need. I've sat down and had conversations with the farmer rep in relation to matters like that, where persons come.
So you know that it does happen.
Right? I'm aware, yes.
I would wonder about the response to something like that, though. Do you tell them, well, really and truly, you can't buy your vote like that, you can't sell your vote like that, but you look at whatever opportunities there are to enable you to get those things done without having to come to me. Because you see, if you're going to say, well, I can see what I can do, people, when you give somebody that answer, it suggests that, well, sure, I can bring you bills, and it's never my bills, and it will never stop. I think as a politician, you have a duty to change things and try to educate the electorate more towards empowering themselves, you empowering, helping to empower them, rather than going down to the nitty-gritty of, well, you're going to pay a bill today, or you're going to give them an appliance. That we should really, we went down that road, and we really should be avoiding it.
Yes,
in this day and
definitely, and I do agree with you. And then sometimes I say the actions of those in office sometimes is a direct response to those to the electorate. The electorate expects certain things, not necessarily good things, positive things that we would want to talk about, and so sometimes they create the monsters that are in office as well.
But I also think
and that's where leadership comes in.
Yeah, and we must be strong.
Like I pointed out just now, there's a way of responding to that in a non aggressive tone. Doesn't give the impression that, well, you don't care about them or anything like that. You're just giving the impression that when you want
but I
to
think
change, you're going to try your utmost to make sure that they don't have to come to you with these concerns because you're going to provide opportunities.
But at the same thing, I think what's more important, and easy, I feel like you need to draw the line and let people know what is bordering on bribery or even outright bribery versus just regular garden variety, civic, maybe civic misfeasance or whatever in terms of the way things get done.
Definitely, definitely. But you'll find, you'll find,
I think
you'll find that there are varied response, and I would tell you that there are persons who are concerned about their community. There are persons who are concerned about their constituency. There are persons, so it's not I'm not going to say there aren't persons who
So
are.
you do meet idealistic people
you
who are
do
not
meet
who are not about
persons, yeah.
themselves.
You do
Okay,
meet
that's
persons
good.
who are concerned about the community. You do
Okay.
meet them. You do meet them. But again, in life, you meet different types of persons.
Well,
Yes.
but Azard, it's also very obnoxious when politicians pick and choose who to make those kinds of responses to, because I am sure nobody gonna approach me and ask me, and offer me a bribe, okay? They probably won't do it to Jamster. They probably won't do it to you or Kortensia either.
Yeah, you
But
see.
they choose vulnerable people.
Yeah, I've never received any of the fat envelopes.
And
no.
and I think perception goes a long way too. If they perceive you to be to have monies in lump sum, in abundance, sorry, and then they're going to target you. If you know what I mean.
And the politicians are responsible for that too.
And there's
Because
some.
I show you for the stories of people being given large sums of money ostensibly to run.
Yes,
Okay? Not
we've
necessarily for
heard
the personal
we've
use,
heard of those stories,
Yeah,
and
we have.
we've heard about monies being distributed by individuals during that time. I could tell you this, and honestly said this to you. I have never been involved in any distribution of monies to any person, so at least I could say that. But we have been told, I've heard the stories about monies being distributed to persons, you know, and it happens. It happens.
It happens, and the thing is, they again, there's a thin line. They put things like, man, what kind of politician you are? You can't even go by the bar and buy a round of drinks, or give a couple people $100, take out some $100 bills and when you
you get that
those
as well.
kinds of standards as necessary for a candidate to run for office and win. Of course, we're going to end up with people in office who are not the right people.
I think
Bluntly.
Azard and
They're
other.
cynical. They feel that, well, this is what it takes to win, therefore I am going to do it, and to hell with morality and integrity in public life and those kinds of things.
But Ira, to your point, I mean, I feel like Azard and all the politicians, they need to seize those moments to admonish the electorate.
Educate.
Hey,
It's
this is not.
admonish,
This is
because,
not.
If you say
In a reasonable way, not in a.
And I find that there's some assumption that everybody who has an interest to serve, an interest in serving the persons of their constituency, of their community, that there is some thought that instantly you just get a bag of money that you have just in terms of distributing, just in terms of conducting affairs. And that is further from the truth. I mean, there are persons who, because of businesses that they have, because of perhaps connections that they have, do have access to finance. But especially if you are younger, you're coming into it for the first time, you don't have, and especially a party in opposition, coming from a general election where there is debt, there isn't that large sum of money that persons think that just happens to be there. It's not. And so a lot of us, especially persons who are there now, we are doing it out of love for country. We're doing it out of love for serving the people of our country.
Disadvantage,
yes.
and that is why you should be pressing more for things like campaign finance reform and so on, to level the playing field, right? Make people declare, parties declare their income sources if it's over a certain amount, right? Because money does win elections.
Yeah, you do need an
election.
You do need resources. You do need money, and I'm not saying money to bribe, but money even to operate. Of course, we look at the elections in the United States, and you see the Democrats' ability to raise monies. I'm not saying those monies are done and raised to give away to people, but of course to ensure that they can travel, ensure they can meet the rallies, ensure that they could keep up with an campaign, because campaigns do cost a lot of money.
There's no counting for that money. It's
Yes.
not just, I mean, there are certain limitations and strictures on money coming in and how it is used. So that's the whole point.
But we have none of the. We have none of those. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a comment here that says, not just money, refrigerators and doors, whole household stuff was given away in Constituency number 8. That's what one commenter is saying, and we need to have regulations that that nip these kinds of things in the bud. And I also feel that the politicians should be admonishing the people whose votes they're seeking that some things are inappropriate and some things are inappropriate.
And all of them have to do it. It's
Yes,
not going one set doing it and the other set not doing it.
Yeah, it must be a collective approach.
Right. There should be a code of ethics for all candidates running, all parties running, that the Integrity Commission, for instance, could be monitoring. Right? But it's like nobody really feel the need to do that because they're going to get money from somewhere. Somebody with deep pockets who want something after the election is always willing to give them money, you know, and so they have money to spend. I always said maybe the best thing to do is to have the parties raise funds, whichever party raise the most funds, right? They win the election, and those monies just become public money. because in the final analysis, that seems to be how it works, right? We don't vote. A lot of times we vote on popularity.
But you know what? I had a
competence.
That's very true. I had a conversation with someone, and you know about the politics. A person meet me and they discuss a number of things with me, and one person I'm likely to be of that view too. That perhaps this election wouldn't be more so about money, because I'm not being biased here.
Will be or won't be?
Won't be as much as it was before, in the sense that a lot of persons are now disgruntled based on the performance of this Labour administration. A lot of persons are dissatisfied. You hear them talk on the streets. Oftentimes, I have felt it myself. I've discussed it with persons, and I repeat what a lot of persons are saying, that they are not satisfied with the performance of this administration. So even up to last night, I went to buy a piece of chicken, and there was someone who approached me and said, "What are you guys doing? You know, the government isn't performing." And this is someone who supported the Labour Party in the last election. And more and more, there are persons who are coming forward and saying that at this time, the next election won't be so much on money. I'm not saying that money won't still be an issue, but more based on persons wanting a viable option to trust to run the country.
I remember though that those elections that you're talking about are 3 years away. So there's lots of time to turn things around still. The problem is though, and I am honestly, I'm hearing the same kind of talk about people being dissatisfied with the overall performance of the government. They have had some successes, but really and truly things are patchy at best, right? And so they obviously need to do some things. The problem, I think, is that I'm not sure that they feel that way.
And that's the thing.
I think they're in an echo chamber of their own.
That's the thing I say too, Mr. McMahon. It's as though they are not in touch with persons on the ground, not in touch with reality, and it could.
That's a tone deafness I speak about.
But it could be too their own supporters, because I find often there are persons who would criticize. There are persons who would say that the government isn't performing, and if the minister passes, they're going to. I'm not saying that you can't be cordial, but they will act as though nothing is happening, that everything is fine. They're not going to complain and say, well, we didn't like this, we didn't like that. They will act as in everything is okay. And so maybe it is in their own circle, because persons aren't in fear of reporting to them their true feelings. Just leave it and report it to someone else.
Yeah, they need better sounding boards, I think. Not their full circle of
yes, ma'am.
advisors and supporters who essentially going to toe the line and try to gloss over things and butter things up and so on. You know, you need some objective, critical people as well.
Yeah, and as you say, Mr. McMahon, I know you gave them a 6 the last time, but for me and for many persons, we look at the administration and we wonder whether or not St. Kitts and Nevis is on autopilot. I make that reference already, and when I made that reference to someone said, well, at least autopilot, there's some direction. You understand? So I have to come up with something else. Yes.
It's some direction.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, for instance, look,
but the point that was being made is that there is no direction. So I cannot use the autopilot one.
No. But you could be on autopilot if you're going in the right direction and still be going in the right direction.
And so that's the point.
And you have a civil service. Okay, they've made quite a number of changes to the top to the permanent secretaries and so on. But you have a civil service to work with, and so we would expect things, at least some things, some departments, to be run properly, regardless of who is at the top. So, for instance, we expect to have water and electricity, those basic things that any self-respecting government should be providing. We expect those things to happen. What I think is the problem here is that there is no vision of how to get the really big things going. Big investment that's going to have hundreds of people, hundreds of jobs working. I remember, for instance, when the Hyatt was under construction.
Yes.
And I used to go up Timothy Hill for exercise. You see coasters and coasters of people going down there working. That kind of vibrancy and so on, you don't get right now.
In terms of construction, right? Mr. McMahon, as you have rightfully said, in terms of construction, you don't see that buzz in the construction industry. You're not seeing that. You haven't seen a lot of capital projects. That is something that has been missing. We talk about the building.
Like I said, there's still 3 years, and
2 has passed.
Some of the things out of the pipeline.
2 years. Sorry, 2 years have passed already. 2 years have passed. So we have 3 years to go. And I'm glad that you're so hopeful that in the 3 years something different would happen.
Well, it has to. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen.
I'm so glad you're hopeful. I'm glad you're hopeful.
We have to be.
Because
the thing is, St. Kitts came out of this at the last election. We were in number one. We were number one in the OECS, almost in the Caribbean too. At the very least, at the end of the 5 years, if we're not still in that position, then something definitely.
Well, let me say this. Even when it comes to the housing, the East Coast company, the housing. Remember, they said 2,400 government touted 2,400 homes to build within their term. Last year, 2023, they said we're going to do 2 model homes in the summer. Then we're going to have 600 by the end of 2023, and then by 2024 we'll have 600 and 600 per year. We only had 2 model homes built. It's already going in the second year. We have another caller.
No, so somebody said, but there was 100. NHC built 100 houses.
Were those the houses? Were those houses built by NHC under NHC, or were those 100 houses under the East Coast scheme, the East Coast arrangement?
East Coast. No. I know.
And remember, NHC.
That was suspect from the beginning, because I remember talking to the AG about why we can't see the agreement. After all, it's just a housing agreement. And the talk then was that, well, we don't want to, there might be trade secrets involved. Nonsense, a housing contract.
But there are a lot of persons, there are persons in construction who said that the construction of the home is no secret. And there are persons who have criticized the strength of the of whatever has been done.
Well,
yes, caller, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, right? So
Special good morning to Kortensia as well, because she was saying good morning to me the other day, but there was such a delay on the line.
Mac, hold on.
Yeah,
Mac, somebody is on the line. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joanne.
Good morning. I was saying good morning, and a special good morning to Kortensia as well, because the last time I was on the show, she was saying good morning, but I didn't realize because there was such a delay on the line.
That's okay.
Okay.
Great. So I hear you guys there talking about I sure hearing you guys talk about the situation for a while now with the electricity up on the hill with the transmitters and stuff.
Yes, the radio, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but look, you got sunshine all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, I here in the UK, and look how much solar energy we utilize here, and we don't get half as much sunlight as you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an easy problem to solve. That's not even a difficult conundrum. I think a more difficult problem right now is my question: where is the Attorney General? I'm still looking for him.
Oh boy.
Still looking for him.
Have you received no response yet? Have you received no response?
No response, Azard. No response at all, which appears to be the norm. I don't know why, but it appears to be the norm in my own country.
Mm-hmm.
But I could come down there and solve that solar electrical problem that you have up on the hill. I can. In fact, I sure I sent you some equipment that you can actually buy and solve
you did.
that problem.
I haven't even looked at it yet. I haven't had time, but yeah, you did.
Jamso should give it to the technicians.
May I interrupt him? I mean, just to ask a question.
Okay.
To the gentleman.
Yes.
Did you go to the ombudsman? You're not getting
I don't,
any satisfaction.
I don't know all the processes.
Did you go to the ombudsman?
I don't know all the processes in your tiny island because I haven't lived there for about 20 years, but he has a duty to reply. I shouldn't have to go to an ombudsman. But I see your point. He is in breach of the rules of the court. So he had an obligation to reply under the rules of the court. I can understand why he's not replying. If he doesn't have anything to say or a substantive answer to my question, he should just say that or concede. But he did reply initially on the day when I messaged him, and he said he will get back to us soonest. He replied, I believe, in my daughter's name, because we were all copied into the email. But he should actually reply as a matter of principle. As a matter of principle, he should reply to us.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that you haven't received a response, especially persons are saying, well, you've heard the comments by the what should I say, the PM's advisor, Mr. Edinburgh. He already gave his stance on it. I mean, if it's so simple, then the Attorney General ought to have responded to you as well. I mean,
interestingly,
the PM's advisor, Mr. Edinburgh, even though it wasn't directed to him, the question, he gave a response.
Yeah, interestingly, well, his response is not worth much anyway, because it's not his remit. But interestingly, he made the point that you can't give a passport to somebody who doesn't have a birth certificate. And he's comparing birth certificates to registration certificates for citizenship, which are not the same thing. And he already read the law on the radio station, and he already proves that a person can be born in St. Kitts, but if their parents are a foreign envoy, or if they are to do with a country at which Her Majesty is at war, then they can't hold St. Kitts citizenship. But they will still have a birth certificate evidencing the birth, which is the event that occurred in St. Kitts and Nevis, right? Am I correct, Azard?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if a birth occurs in St. Kitts and Nevis, it has to be recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded, and that's the birth
evidence.
certificate.
Right. So a birth certificate is not conclusive evidence of citizenship. The law is what is conclusive, and he should know this. The Attorney General knows this, right?
But
I just
again,
took on a.
Forgive me for interrupting, but this again is another instance where something that really should not occupy as much radio time as this has to be dealt with because functionaries are not doing what they're supposed to do. And that's why I say at some point somebody has to be held accountable for this not happening. May not be the politician, but in the finances they are responsible. But they should make sure that the functionaries do their work. They should not.
Yes, it is the government. It is the government machine. It is the government machine.
Like this.
It is the government machine. It is not a particular administration. I'm not saying it's the Drew administration fault or the Harris administration fault, because I've already seen where people have commented and said they had to do this registration process going back to the early 90s. And so it is not a fault of a particular administration, in my view. It is the government machine that has not adhered to the law. That is how I see it.
That's what I'm saying. So the government machinery, who I call the functionaries, they are supposed to be made to do their work. It's as simple as that. Anything reaching the top, like a minister or the prime minister, they're not going to be the ones who are going to activate the processes and the right processes and so on. They should just give a directive, get this done in such and such a time. Otherwise,
well, the Attorney General has remit to give that directive.
Is done.
Did you hear what I said? The Attorney General.
So one have to wonder what it is. Why is it not happening? How is the administration being run? Why simple things like these are not being taken care of? You see?
Yes. Yes. So the Attorney General has remit, and he needs to direct.
Fail, and you've gone right to the top. Go to the ombudsman. He is the one who to take up the case and guard against government excesses or unfair treatment of citizens. You see?
What ombudsman are you speaking of?
There's an office of the ombudsman, right?
Is he just general, or is he a particular ombudsman? Like, is he for a particular department of government, housing, legal?
It's general.
Or it's general.
Okay. With the Integrity Commission, I think, right? Well, the physical offices. Which ministry it falls on? It's probably the AG. I'm not absolutely sure, but I think it's probably that. And it should be easy to get into. It should be easy to get in touch with, right? I'm sure, if you look, there's on the government directories, you'd find some number for him, right? I would have written instead, okay, because once there's a paper trail is still important, okay. I think, especially in your case, where a lot of legal stuff might be involved.
Well, I'd like to think that a paper trail has already been initiated, and, well, as I said, pre-action has been engaged.
If you don't get redress and you have to take it to the courts, I think that paper trail is going to become even more important. So at each step, I think it's important, and dates are also important.
I have a paper trail going back to 2007.
Right, and so have current ones as well. So that when you go to the court, it's as if you exhausted all possible alternatives, all possible options, and this is the last resort.
Oh,
It-
I
I
have,
think
I
it's a
have,
big strength
I
of
have,
yours, no.
I have recent ones where the embassy here in London has already told me this is what I must do. I must register my daughter, who is already a citizen, as a citizen. That is what I must do, and that is their position.
So tell me something.
So,
Is that process a difficult one to go through? If the embassy said that is what you must do, why can't you do that and get this over with?
I did it in 2007. 17 years later, I'm
So
still
you've
waiting.
done what the embassy told you to do. What else?
I done that in the case of my son. Nothing has materialized over 17 years. I'm doing it again as I've done it. I've initiated the process again as per their request, their recommendation, in May. And I already asked the question before I done it about the Constitution and what it says that they are already citizens. I was ignored and told this is the process. Okay, and when I pushed back against that, I was told by the person in the office in London, in our embassy, this is what they told me. This is what they told me. Not what the law says. We're not having a discussion about it. She's ignoring it. This is what they told me.
If you did follow, because it sounds like there are two different lines here. One, you're challenging the process constitutionally, which might be a source of a lot of delay and so on. But if you followed the bad process, in your opinion, that they already have, you would have gotten through with this before, you're saying? If you had,
I would have. The process is on.
And challengeable and so on. But if you follow it, you would have gotten through?
The process is unlawful, but I should have gotten through. Everyone else gets through. Everyone else gets through. I know loads of people who shouldn't even do this. My sister was born before me in Nevis, and her children already have the citizenship that they should not have had to apply for. They already have it. You understand? And my nephew, one of her children, and my son applied in the same year, in 2007.
You should try the ombudsman route, because if you're showing that, well, it seems that if you're singled out for some strange reason, other people got through, but you're being singled out for some strange reason, that is the classic case, the classic reason for the ombudsman. He should take up your case with a lot of vigor and get this resolved in quick time, I would think. If everybody does the job.
That's interesting that you say that. I don't know of any of these processes ever happening in St. Kitts and Nevis. In my view, and I'm qualified to say this, my country is run like in my view, and I'm qualified to say this, my country is run like a mafia in no matter which administration is in power.
But there are some real idiosyncrasies here that somebody who's lived overseas would find frustrating. No question about that. You know, we don't follow best practices. We hold on to bad standards, and you know, it's a great place to live, but not so great to really do business. You know?
Yes, I am very much aware of that.
I'm fine. But good luck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think before people complain, I got to get off the phone.
I think good luck to the government, because they're going to need it. Thank you.
Yes.
All right then, guys.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. McMahon. Thank you.
And I really hope the young man gets through as well.
Yeah. Well, he said he's been waiting for 17 years for his son.
Yeah, since 2007.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Watch the trail of the insects stop when you spread out that pop. Flying, crawling, insects are falling when you spread out that pop. Nothing comes close to Bob. Bob, the Caribbean brand. Bob, the #1 brand. Bob, the baddest in the land. Nothing comes close to Bob. When the root bugs get in your way, pull out your Bob and give them a spray. When you want insects to stop, nothing comes close to Bob. ultimate summer continues at TDC. TDC plus VAT day equals 24 hours of shopping. Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, for the best days of summer on August 16th and 17th. Enjoy 20% off store-wide, plus reduced VAT. Whether you're shopping for home, electronics, building materials, spare car parts, accessories, beauty, and all personal care products, we've got it all at incredible prices. In store or at shoptdcgroup.com. Don't miss out on one of the best sale days of the year. TDC plus VAT day equals 24 hours of shopping. You couldn't ask for a better equation from the VAT day specialist. Terms and conditions apply. TDC, together we succeed. See you there.
Pour it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, pass the brother colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like, but stand you full of vibes. Living for the color, and I'm black and white. We do what we like, we live to enjoy life. Buster, pour it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, pass the brother colors in my life.
.46. I gotta read this comment. And this is something I have to take a look at. You all, this is a commenter here on the board. You all shouldn't take the power issue at the transmission site of the radio stations lightly. This thing is by design. This government wants to keep the people in the dark, not knowing what's going on. This is way too long now. WINNFM is one of those stations that people call into to voice their opinion and dissatisfaction with this government, and they don't like that. If people can't hear the radio stations, then they can't call in to say anything. That's what that caller is saying. There's a bunch of other...
seeing the comments. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. We have another call coming in. Caller, go right ahead. Caller, go right ahead.
Caller?
Oh, it dropped.
You know who I haven't heard in a minute? Jam Down.
Oh.
I wonder how he's doing. I hope he's not unwell.
Caller, go right ahead. Island Tea.
Yes, it's me again.
Yeah, okay.
No, concerning Cartwright tweet, as you mentioned, the ombudsman.
Yeah.
Maybe the ombudsman have a role to play in that as well. And now he said that in the past that the consortium cannot do anything. Well, if the consortium investigates this matter and come to the public, and if they say yes, Cartwright is being abused and being oppressed and that sort of stuff, then he would give a lot more weight to what he says, and people would even take Cartwright tweet even more seriously, because now he have the consortium behind him saying that what he is saying is correct. So they may not be doing anything to solve the matter. They may not, but they're lending their voice to his, would give his voice a lot more power and even have him to be taken even more seriously. But like I said, now we mentioned the ombudsman. Maybe the ombudsman should play a part in it too. And not only that, maybe WINNFM as well could set aside a few change and do some sort of investigation and report on the matter too. Secondly, concerning your matter with your transmitter, how that environment got in that condition in the first place? Wasn't it supposed to be continually being inspected and continually being maintained?
But it's not just us alone. Remember, almost all the radio stations in the Federation are affected.
Yeah, but how that environment got in that hazardous condition in the first place?
Okay, let me tell you all what's going on. I mean, I don't think it's the antenna up there is seriously corroded and it can fall down at any time, and there's a safety issue. That's why. That's and I think they're looking at options, because you realize Atlas level is perfectly positioned to provide, to maximize coverage, especially the Bastille Valley and beyond, right? So they have to look at their options, because let's face it would be very expensive to dismantle that antenna and put back a new one. We're talking probably millions of dollars.
Yeah, but Jamster.
Yeah.
But I've also been hearing, hey, the road is in bad condition.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah,
because and the reason but the road was always, it was never a road. It was more of a trail. So the reason I said millions of dollars is because if someone decided to bite the bullet and build out that site the way it should be, it would mean doing proper road building, so that you don't have the issue of let's say erosion and brush and rocks and so on falling down every time there's a storm. So and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but Jamster, I think I've heard culture said before they used to somebody used to go up there regularly, up that track road, whatever it is called, path, whatever it is called. All I'm saying is that, how was it allowed to get to that degree of hazardousness?
Well, the road was never, remember the road was never paved. So I've been up there once or twice, right? And it's tricky going at the best of times.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if that was regularly observed, from the time any sort of erosion or whatever, it's began to take
but
place.
Gregory, when have we ever had the institutional and administrative culture to maintain things so that they're at optimal, so that they're ready for optimal? I mean, so they're always optimal. When have we ever had that?
Okay, good question. You see what I'm getting at now. No, you see what I'm getting at.
So, Greg,
what you're saying is what I'm getting at.
So, Greg, why didn't you come out plainly and say what you were getting at? Why you pulled it out of Jamster?
Because Jamsters are that smarter than me.
Oh, no. Don't come with that.
Listen, Greg,
don't come with that.
Oh, boy.
Trust me.
Don't come with that.
I can't say things as good as how Jamster would put it.
Come on.
I need his help a lot.
Okay, all right. Aww.
Don't even study him.
Okay, thank you all.
Okay.
Welcome. Thank you, too.
Thank you, Gregory, for your contribution.
Greg like a lot of nonsense.
I know.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to look at, I was just telling you on WhatsApp that I'm going to have to look at that stuff he sent. He did send me some stuff, like I think a few weeks ago. Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, good morning. Me again.
Yeah.
In speaking of the ombudsman, the ombudsman visited my farm already. I'm way ahead of you all. I also had Mr. Sam Kondo, was supposed to get in contact with Ashton Stanley at Agriculture Department to come and visit my farm. I went and I got Mr. Reginald George. Mr. Reginald George was the area manager for SSMC up here. He knows what I'm speaking of. After getting in contact with Mr. George, Sam Kondo dropped out. Not sure. I know what I'm speaking of. That's why I'm calling names. That's why I make this my war. This is my war. And I'm going to do it cleanly, respectfully. Yeah. This is my war. This is my livelihood. I don't have to defend it. When I'm wrong, I'm going to humbly apologize. But when I'm right, I'm going to fight to the death Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's been quite informative.
Yeah.
He's listening, and he's just letting us know these are the steps he would have taken, and it has really not gotten him as far as he would like to be.
Yes. In addition to that,
Clear, you're too kind.
Clear,
That's the understatement of the day. At the end of the day, it's lack of maintenance, really. Trust me, that's an understatement. Especially the institutional culture we have around here with the way the government maintains or doesn't maintain its facility. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
So another phone call.
Oh, we have another caller.
Island T, go right ahead.
Yes. A pleasant good morning to the great tree.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm great.
Glad to hear.
In spite of the hotness of the air and the power went.
Oh wow.
Oh, you're still without power too?
Yeah. So you know how I had to get air can breeze on my skin.
Yeah.
I go out everything out of the fridge and sit down in front of the fridge.
Come on.
With the door open.
So you don't have current and you let your fridge, you let out all the cool air?
I think you needed to hear that segment yesterday.
You cannot spoil.
Oh.
It's grown food I had in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, first of all, let me say, the gentleman in England, he is unfairly and biasly treated. Because I know somebody in less than 6 months, they're not from St. Kitts, but they're from the Caribbean. And they just come here about maybe a month and a half or 2 months, and they already got citizenship. Okay, and the mother and the father ain't born here. So that's enough for that part. Now, Mr. Tweed, he has been complaining on WINNFM. Only with WINNFM I hear him really complaining on. And it is too long now. Why should anybody have to go through that kind of problem that the man is going through? When it wasn't cattle and goats and sheep going in the man farm and trampling and eating on the man thing, and he get no adjustment to that. Sorry, no adjustment. When he talk, they threaten him. And you're gonna tell me it reached so far now that the ombudsman office has to come in this? Shouldn't reach there. Should not. And you see, when things happen, they do just happen, you know. Things happen because cause. Now let me go to the antenna up at this level, been put into use 1960. They started cutting the wood to go up on the top of Atlas level 1959. And when the road was cut, there was a green short base Land Rover Jeep. Number was CN173. It used to go up there and maintain the transformer, whatever they have up there, and the antenna check everything. It go up there 7 o'clock in the night, and just after 9 o'clock, we used to see it coming down from the hill. And that was a road that any Jeep could go up there. But like everything else, if it was properly maintained, that Jeep or any Jeep could have been driving going up there still. But you see what happened? The lack of maintaining the road, and then stone and all kind of thing roll down and stay in the road. And so therefore now the broad road that was cut to accommodate four-wheel vehicle, it now come a foot trail. But I told him already on the air how to get that fixed. Instead of having the level part of the road so short, got to make 2 and 3 bends to reach up on the top. Lengthen the flat level part. Lengthen it if it is 50. If they have it at 25
widen it, you mean?
Before they make a turn.
You mean widen it, yeah.
No, lengthen it. Because it's already wide already. But it's only the stone them coming the way, and you will have to move them for any vehicle to pass. But when you have a short stretch, and then you make a curve to come back, so to go up on the hill gradually, the shorter the stretch is, is the more difficult you're going to be to get up on the top. Lengthen this stretch. If it is 25 meters in length before you turn, you make it at least 50 or 60 in length. The mountain has the room up there that you can lengthen the stretch. You go across, and then you make a turn. So by the length you have to drive, go up there. You're stepping up, going up closer to the top of the hill gradually, but it would not be so dangerous and so sharp like you have a short stretch. Like Brimstone Hill. You see Brimstone Hill, when you go up Brimstone Hill, the first turn is a long length before you meet the house up there. The first house you meet. And then you make that turn, and you just got a short go up, and then you make a right turn and you go on the
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. So lengthen it, but it's negligence in maintaining it. And that shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that, because athletes level is in a great strategic point to catch all the way around west and all the way around northeast. But you see, negligence. Builders power those antennas way taller than up there. Way taller. And those two long antennas over canneries or builders, they used to be maintained properly and regularly. Anyway, thank you guys.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you for your contribution.
I think he meant Radio Paradise. He said Builders Paradise. I was a little confused, but yeah, I think he
just
probably
a
meant Radio
reminder
Paradise.
of those persons. The People's Action Movement will be having its press conference today at 4 p.m. Check the Facebook page, YouTube.
Alrighty. Well, gentlemen, it was a good morning. Tomorrow is the 16th. I guess we'll do it the same place,
16th,
the same
yeah.
time. Yeah, the 16th.
And thanks to the commenters, didn't get to read everything, but your comments are noted, and we appreciate the participation. And
remember, we have those
the
on
input.
YouTube too.
And for everybody that listened, thank you. Good morning,
thank
Skeeter
you.
Mills.
Okay, guys.
Yes, we're gonna shut it down.
Oh, by the way, Spooners is back on. I'm doing the spin cycle in the afternoon from about 1:30 till 6.
Today?
Oh.
Yeah, I did it yesterday, but Spooners was off, so probably nobody heard yesterday unless they were listening online.
So they got today.
But Spooners is on again, so I noticed this morning. So, which is why Culture called us, probably because he could hear us. I'm surprised he didn't abuse us for not being able to.
Burl has a lot of comments here on the YouTube I'm seeing. Yeah, within.
Yeah.
Burl has so many. Yes.
Remember, bro's relaxing.
Yes,
So join me this afternoon, 1:30
Yes.
Spin Cycle, brought to you by CPL 2024. You're going to be hearing more about the CPL, the upcoming CPL cricket season, and so on.
I hope to go to at least one of those games.
Okay. See you guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all.